All right, before we get into the interview, I just want to tell you that it's some audio issues. It shouldn't affect it that much. It's a great interview. It's a lot of scratching because, guys, we have long hair. So I think when it was moving and stuff, it was on my end or on Swerve's end. I don't know. I'm going to say it's on my end. I take full responsibility for that. Just make sure y'all check out the interview. It is great. It's a fun interview. We talk about video games. We talk about mental health. Some great stuff in this interview. It's one of my favorite interviews, and I'm trying to bring more pro wrestling stuff to you guys on this channel. We're not getting rid of game hunting. We're not doing pro wrestling full time. Just gonna sprinkle in like more pro wrestling content. I want to give y'all guys a lot more value. Thank y'all for supporting me. Hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get to the interview. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wright here with somebody you know. This man is a hip hop artist, rapper, mogul, video game star, video game lover. We're going to talk about that video games in a minute too. Also, got one of the best songs of 2024, Big Pressure, the former AEW World Champion, first black AEW World Champion, Swerve Strickland. How you doing, brother?
On, man. Thank you for the introduction. Appreciate it.
No problem, brother. First thing we talk about, because this is a video game channel.
Yes, sir.
You blew the internet up in the video game world with your love for Mass Effect.
Yes, yeah. It was like one of the first on the jacket signed.
Wait, hold on.
Autographed by the voice actor. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Commanders. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's signed. It was like they were selling the jackets and everything at the LA Comic Con.
Okay.
And I was like, wait, what's that one though? It was like, oh, that one's that one's that one. And I was like, can I get it? What's the size? And it was like, oh, XL. I was like, bring it off the hook.
Yeah.
And so it was just that simple. It was nothing crazy story behind it. It was just like at the Comic Con, and there it was.
And there's Mass Effect. So is Mass Effect one of your favorite games?
The second one. That's the one I played like religiously.
Okay.
I breezed through the first one a little bit, but didn't complete it. And but the second one was where I was like I did everything I could in that game, bro. It was so long ago. I played it too, like over 10 years now.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot I don't remember from it, so that's one of the ones I got to brush up on and get back on. Like probably just like jump on the remaster and like, oh, I remember this. Oh, I didn't do this. I remember I should have done this, and then like just loving the ending. How there's like multiple different ways to like.
Don't spoil it, cause see, I haven't played it yet in all this time, but I hear so much good about it. But
it's incredible. It's like one of those ahead of its time games.
Okay.
Like a lot of those games, like PS2, PS3 games.
Yes.
Like they don't do anymore.
No.
That's like 3 generations ago.
like Def Jam.
Yeah, they just don't do that kind of stuff anymore.
And they can't
like
do
Metal
it.
Gear, Metal Gear 3, like they don't do those innovative things anymore like that.
But it's coming back out, Metal Gear 3.
It is. We'll see what they like touched on it. I'm like, they shouldn't have touched that. That original, it's classic. Shouldn't have touched certain things on it. So like there's certain ways like you can kill a boss early in the game.
Oh yeah.
Or there's 3 ways you can get past the end. The sniper battle, things like that.
It's great, man, because I said I love video games. Like our channel where we go out, look for video games, talk about them and stuff like that. Now, I want to know, how do you feel about, is AEW Fight Forever your first video game you're in?
No, I was on WWE 2K.
That's right. Okay, so you got those 2 games. How do you feel about both of those games? Being in the game, first time being in the WWE game. What was your initial reaction? Being a video game fan?
It was the attention to detail on my character. First off, I started the game with the North American Championship.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. And just the attention to detail on the commentary, saying like I was former military. They were like bringing up the Sword City podcast. I'm like, wow, they are really like reaching into my not just my persona, but like me, in the commentary. So I was really appreciative of like the attention to detail on those things.
Yeah.
Like they gave me good respect on the rating at that time.
What was your rating at that time? I don't remember.
Like 80, 81.
Oh, that's good.
Like that.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Coming from like 205 Live, that's pretty high.
That's really high.
So I appreciate that time. I appreciate the level of attention they put into like Fight Forever even more though.
Yes.
Like it was up to date. Like the moveset was like way more spot on than I imagined. They really gave me a lot of good respect in that game. Even like putting like the gritty dance that I do. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, so they put a lot more attention like of things like that in the Fight Forever.
So were you a No Mercy guy, or were you a Here Comes the Pain guy?
Here Comes the Pain all the way.
Okay, that's what I said.
Yeah,
that PS2 game was just.
That's kind of like where it really
great.
got me started into loving pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now you know that what was it? the one before, the one right
Shut Your
before,
Mouth.
Shut Your Mouth, yeah. That is actually kind of underrated. That roster in the game is
Unreal.
really underrated.
Unreal.
I was like, I went back because, Here Come the Pain gets all the love and no mercy. But like WrestleMania 2000, it's
Really good game.
really,
I played
really
with Jericho
good.
a lot in that game.
Yeah,
Jericho, because that was like one of the finishers I could just get.
Yeah.
I get the wall of Jericho anytime.
And then like you when you do the double, and then go back to no mercy, you do the double team moves with the Dudleys. You first figured that out. Like, how did I do that?
Exactly.
I was like,
those
that
games
was good.
it was like impossible to figure out how to do a move
Yes.
at those times, and then as we progress in the future, like it's just like one button, pow, got it. Run at them, hit that button, go up top, hit that button,
The Swerve City podcast is doing great. Big fan of it, man.
Thank you
great.
very much.
Got great guests, and they just you and Teasy just sitting, chilling, talking, two brothers, and just like vibing and just talking about everything, wrestling, like sports, and tell me the creation of the podcast, and also too, what have you learned as being a podcaster and YouTuber, and how has that helped you as a performer?
Being as personal as possible and impressionable.
Okay.
That's where like a lot of my speaking skills have really actually improved since doing that. Like I learned from Teasy because he went to school for journalism, so I kind of like branched off of like playing off of him. Understanding people, learning people, like bringing more out of people than they know themselves, scaring them, getting them interested, like as the competition goes. Like I got to interview Dominic Wilkins in his home, and just like getting more out of him than the typical, Dominic's probably done 1 million interviews over the last 30, 40 years. But like getting more out of them, getting them to laugh, getting people to laugh. When you get them to laugh, the wall comes down a little bit.
Yeah.
You can enjoy the, or especially like setting a scenery, women, when you're interviewing women and stuff, they want to be in a comfortable spot. They want to be like in a place where they feel like they're not like coming at them in a certain way. You want to make them comfortable, and like once again, get them laughing, get them enjoying. Then they kind of like express more, and then they're more expressive, things like that. Like also giving them that respect and like not knowing to like get more information, but also not like crossing boundaries. Not like trying to cut through in a sharp way where you're like, okay, now I'm like, and then when you do that, then you're like, oh, okay, let's bring them back. Safe zone.
Yeah, safe zone.
Things like that.
What do you love about the podcast? Besides, getting impressionable?
Getting my friends around.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll also like to make sure, like, what I love about it is like making things like educational.
Yes.
Like you come to our channel and watch these interviews because you can learn something. Like, oh wow, I didn't not just learn about the person, but you can learn something that like they've done to get to the place they're at through these methods. They're doing these things, and like, oh, if I'm stuck in like if you're watching and you're like, not even just through wrestling or entertainment, just like in life and business, if you're stuck in a situation you don't know how to move. Watching our interviews, you can educate yourself and like, okay, let me try this method because it worked for them, and that's where they pushed through that wall and they became who they are, or like personal lessons in life, lessons in just like mental health, lessons in like learning new things about like, oh, I didn't know that about these like mediums and things like that. It's educational, and taking advice from people that are like actually doing it. Maybe that's the one step you needed to start doing something, whatever it is that you want to do.
And speaking of mental health too, like mental health in our community is very, very important. Always a big advocate for mental health. So if you got something going on, talk to somebody, get some help.
Yeah.
How is your mental health now since you're over this past year? We've seen the evolution of Swerve Strickland, from just like here to like here.
Yeah.
And it's also too the story of it. And how's all that playing in the mental health and all that? How does it? Where are you at right now mentally?
Mentally, it's a there's certain times it's taxing, where like it can affect your personal life. There's things like I have 2 little girls, like not little anymore, 15 and 13 years old.
Okay.
So these are big kids.
Yeah.
But they're turning into women and having to have that conversation about why dad wasn't there as much as he could be. And like why I missed out on this, but I was able to do these things, and like families and like broken home type conversations, those are becoming more and more real. And I can't play the guard up anymore. I have to be vulnerable. I have to allow them to feel comfortable expressing themselves to me, and then eventually, like, we get over it. We get through it. We get on the other side of those conversations and that held in, pent up, pain and anger and frustration over these things. Eventually, we do get past it, and then we can go back to being that. But like, as they grow, they understand.
They understand. That's good. Yeah.
But all you can do is just, like, as soon as they, like, if they feel comfortable talking, and I open and listen. It's not about like telling them they're right or wrong.
Yeah.
Just understanding their feelings and hearing that, and then I gotta take that, and I gotta understand. I gotta put myself in their perspective too. It's not all about like my perspective; it's about theirs, and especially with their girls.
Yeah.
Like,
that's got to be,
it's girls. Like, I gotta handle it different. I gotta handle it different. I can't. Like, wrestling, I can go at my problems with brawn and brute strength. Girls, I can't do that.
You gotta be soft.
I gotta be soft. I gotta open my arms more. I want them to lay their head on my shoulder and let them know that it's okay. Yeah. Like, even if I'm upset or you're upset, we can still come together. So it's those things. Mental health was probably the most taxing thing over the year. Okay. It's like, with all that success, cool, I'm in the limelight, but back here, I'm like, oh, there's some hurt and pain that I'm enduring with my family, and like that kind of thing too. So that, I would say, but mental health now is like, okay,
that's good. That's good.
Like, sometimes I lay off, and then like I'll get the text like, hey Dad, like, can we do this? I'm like, okay. And then, like, and it gets a little more. Yeah. It gets a little more, but it's
the line, hey.
It gets a little more of just like the patience. It's the patience game, patience and understanding, and just being welcoming.
Cool. Yeah. And also too, now you got some shoes coming out, right?
Yeah. So that's something that's a discussion I have to hold off on until a certain drop happens.
Okay. I saw you.
We are on the way.
Oh, we're on the way.
We're on the way. I wear the prototypes every week on television.
I see them, man. They look dope, man. You gave Tony the first pair.
Yeah. Literally, that was the day. I got them.
You took them. I'm like, oh, here you go, and like.
Yeah. Won the championship and handed them to my boss. Yeah.
And also, too, main eventing. How does it feel, the main event, a stadium show? Like, next year, do you plan to be back here being in the main event? I know you're going to plan on being on the show.
That's always the goal.
You're going to be on the show probably, right?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, with the main eventing all in was just like, that's one of the things that's like, okay, I got the range. I can't just perform. I got to exceed. I got to overperform. Yes. I got to make sure, like, it makes an impact. And Forbidden Doors, where I was like if people knew Swerve arrived as a champion in the main event. Like, it's probably one of the best main events that we've had in the company's history. And I'll take that with anybody with that quality with me and Will.
Y'all tore it up and told a great story. I mean,
yes, sir.
I think one thing about you as a performer that a lot of people appreciate is you tell really good stories. You tell a story where if somebody doesn't watch AEW, like, oh, who is that guy and what is he doing? Mm-hmm. Oh, I feel
like that's every episode. I have to. I always go in with the mindset of like, these people don't know who and why we're here. Mm-hmm. Give them a reason to know and understand and feel why they're here and why you should continue watching them. Why you should want to talk to these people. Why you I always try to give that understanding of like who, what, where, why, when, and whether it's a minute promo and a minute and a half, or it's like a 3-minute match, or I'm going 30 minutes.
Okay.
Always give that understanding, and that's why I've really gotten to that space of performing and competing when I stopped studying wrestling and I started understanding people.
Good quote.
I had to really understand what makes a person fear, which is where I went into like home invasions and that.
That was some crazy stuff, man.
Because that's a real fear.
Yeah.
Like someone being in your home and you don't know, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's a real fear. And then getting people to like sympathize, house being burned down, getting person to like feel like they're right when they're wrong when they're right. Getting people to understand, like even divide people's emotions, like the Hangman Swerve Cage match. When me and Will, and it's like understanding what I'm fighting for, what you're fighting for, what it's doing to me as I fight and defend this. You're not ready for what comes with this. I'm saying this as a friend. You're not ready for that. Yeah. But I'm gonna teach you out here. You're
gonna learn today.
And afterwards, I'm like, you're still the best. You're still one of the best I've ever been in the ring with. But your time will come. But right now, it's me. And that's what a champion should feel. Like right now, it's my time. I'm not giving it away. You got to come take it. But understand, there's another level for Will to go. And now that carves a path for Will's growth as a person and as a competitor. And then that starts my ascension as like a main eventer. So I always want, like, coming out of these things, how is each person supposed to feel? You know, so it's like when I start understanding people is where like that light bulb, that third light bulb, because I had like 10 of them. But this year, I definitely had like another clip to go on. You know what I mean?
And we're gonna close it out. If you could be any video game world,
Video game world is dangerous, bro.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of death in these games.
I know. But if you could be like, they come to you and say, hey, we want to put you in something besides Mass Effect, what would you want to be in?
Man, there's something that I can't die in. Like, put me in Animal Planet. I don't know. Like somewhere just like,
besides
put me in Little Big Planet or something like nice and cool and like fluffy and like, you know, something cool. Like Mario World would be cool, but I don't know. There's like they take over kingdoms and mushrooms and all this shit.
What about, okay, then let's say
I think it was somewhere nice.
Yeah, somewhere nice. Okay, then what is your favorite system of all time?
Oh, PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2. You PlayStation 2 guy?
2. Yeah, okay. The 2.
Then I tell people that jump from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2 was crazy.
It was.
And you had to be there. It was like just.
It was. That was the last. Like it felt like appointment TV.
Yeah, it was
like appointment TV.
Yeah, like did you stand in line to get one? Oh, yeah.
I think like it was like my sister's dad brought home one. I don't know how it happened, what he did to get it, but he brought home one. I was in that era.
Okay.
Like, oh, he brought home some stuff. I'm like,
some stuff.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. Like, you know, I come from that era.
Yeah, okay.
Y'all know about like.
No, I know about that era.
Yeah, mom's boyfriend just brought over like. Mom's boyfriend brought over like a new. We got a new couch. We got a new dog.
Hey,
don't worry about it. We celebrating tonight.
Hey, that's how I got NBA Street. I was like,
how do you get
these? Like, he just had
one of my PlayStation games I never heard of.
Dude, I went on my friend's house. Yo, yeah, I got these games. Where you get it from? Don't ask about that. You want one?
Yeah.
What's how much?
You want them or what?
20. Yes, here you go.
Yep. Coming in disc.
Yeah.
Where's the case? Where's the book? Like, don't worry about it.
Hey, that's that barbershop, man.
Yeah, so like I come from that era.
Yeah. Y'all don't know about the era. Yeah. It was a good era. It was good.
It was a good time, man. Those were good Christmases too.
Oh my.
Cause then there was no price tag on nothing. You just had it.
Had it, yeah.
You just got it.
And then when you got a job, you gotta buy your own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And them bills keep coming. Man. But Swerve, man, good speaking to you, brother.
Thank you
man.
very
All
much.
the great success, brother. And we're talking video games. That jacket, man. That jacket was clean.
I love it. It's one of those songs like I gotta bring this out another time, bro.
Dude,
I gotta retire it for the time being.
Dude, I was like,
they had a Green Arrow jacket too, which was cold. It was cold, but like something about the Massacre one was speaking to me.
See y'all next time.
Normandy, something about that Normandy.